Okay, welcome back, traders. I appreciate you guys being here. We're going to start off with a month-end and essentially week-end review of the U.S. broad market indices, the SPY, the QQQ and IWM, Russell 2000, and then we're going to get into the Mag 7 stocks. So I wanted to start off and kick it off with a larger format. You can see before you on the screen, and you can see the SPY is in this larger ascending parallel, right? Going all the way back to 2022. And as everyone knows, we hit a local top about a month and a half ago, and then we sold down hard into essentially support, this green line here, right? We had this massive bounce up since, right? And you can see we had this massive bounce, consolidated, and then made another move. And if we zoom in a little bit further, what we can kind of see is while we're consolidating, right, in this, and this is the daily time frame, we're consolidating in essentially this bull flag. And I'll quickly just draw that on for you guys here. Real easy like this, right? So respected down at the bottom, kind of came up, hit our heads. And today, and actually yesterday too, we sold off and then rallied back up pretty hard, nicely into the end of the day. Yesterday still closing down a little bit, but today we had a really nice rebound. At one point it looked like we were going to roll over, but you can see we rallied back pretty strong to close the day up, right? And if we look at that on the weekly time frame, it's looking good, and the monthly time frame as well put in a very, very nice bullish candle, right? So that's the SPY, and you can see we've broken above, we actually gapped up above this here, retested it, and let's kind of put that in there right there. So if you look at that, we came in, they took us and we gapped up above it. Now we're really consolidating on the top of this above the 200-day SMA, as you can see represented in that blue line. So really nice bullish consolidation. I mean, we're primed for a move up to, I think, the top of this parallel and possibly beyond. So all new time highs, I think, are incoming. Similar look over on the QQQs. Let's zoom out a little bit there. And again, very similar to the SPY, we're in this ascending parallel channel. And I have some designations here with some lines on where it was rejected. I'm going to go ahead and delete that. But this one's important to notice. I want to leave this green line on simply because essentially it was an ascending channel there, ascending wedge, right? We broke below it. This is interesting to kind of review, right? So broke below it on our way down, came up, retested, failed, caught support down at that 402 level. Like the SPY, rallied hard into this bullish kind of wedge or triangle, if you will, and then we've broken above it. And the gap here is interesting because it really takes us above and across that lower bound of that ascending wedge that is represented right here, right? So similar look here, gapped above it, consolidating essentially on top of it. So to me, again, this does look bullish until otherwise proven incorrectly, right? Again, really strong hammer candle close today, and very similar on the weekly time frame. Not a bad look on that candle, as well as the monthly looks strong, right? Very, very strong after this last month's candle. So by all accounts on my end, I think we're primed to go to the top of this channel. So assuming we stay in this bullish consolidation, we're close, I think, really to breaking out. So we'll see what next week holds. Now, if we get below this, we were going to want to look for a daily candle close to confirm that we're on our trajectory down. But until that happens, we're looking at a very bullish chart here. Looking at now the IWM, let's jump into this. Did a review on this, an analysis on this earlier, so if you want a more in-depth analysis, you can catch that on my previous video. But what you see here is super interesting, and I think extremely bullish. Obviously, we have some things we need to accomplish here to make it outright bullish. But here's what we're looking at. So we have this descending, broadening wedge that we're in, dating all the way back until December, and then you also have this inverse head and shoulders, which looks really, really nice. So we have the neckline here right at about 209, and then we have this essentially bullish consolidation on this upwards move over the last month or so. So we're inside that right shoulder right now and underneath the top end of the descending wedge. So in order for this to fully break out, as I discussed in my previous video, we're going to want to move above this, close decisively above 209, and then have a daily candle close above that to make that a confirmed breakout. And then obviously we'll still have to deal with the 200 SMA, but then after that, I mean, we have pretty nice targets in mind. So real quickly, I'll just show you one of them here. Let me grab the price measurement tool, and we're going to measure this inverse head and shoulders, and then take that measured move from the breakout of the neckline. And you can see if we do this and we confirm above, we have a clear path to about 247. Obviously, I'm going to have some take profits along the way, but that would take us to all new time highs, as well as, I mean, a really good risk reward setup, I think, if you were to set one up there. So that's the IWM. Okay, getting into the Mag 7, let's first start with Netflix. You can see here on the larger time frame, we were in this ascending, very tight ascending wedge. And if you look at it here, I have it drawn in. Depending on where you draw this, I mean, you really could draw it tightly here or there. Either way, we did have a breakdown below it on kind of a bullish doji, rallied back up, and then we sold off yesterday, and again to today we had a bullish close. Now we are not confirmed below this breakdown, so I mean, by all accounts right now, this could be looked at as a bull flag, right? So you have, let's just draw this on here real quick for everyone to see. You have this kind of move here, and then you really have this bullish consolidation going on right here. Now it is an ascending parallel, which generally are bearish. However, this chart likes to defy all gravity. So I mean, it easily could break up to 1250, 1260. We could even overthrow over this, and we can get up to 1280, 1300. Now, with that being said, I'm actually short this stock, and it's going against a little bit, but that's okay. I do know it will roll over here at some point, and I'm prepared based on my position sizing to kind of wait that out. But yeah, this is some kind of move from 800 all the way to where we are today. And like I said, I do see this going higher and likely going against me for a little bit. But no worries. That's what position sizing and risk management is all about. So I'll dollar cost average as we get up, and then I am very confident that over time we will sell down, right? As I believe the market will be coming down, I do think we're going to hit all new time highs first, and possibly even SPY 7,000. Who knows, right? This market is crazy. But what I will say is first target on the downside would really be this high pivot here at about just over 1065, and then ultimately I do think we are going down here, right? So that's Netflix for you. Let me take these off real quick and move into Tesla. So I have some things drawn on here previously, but very similar to the SPY and QQQ. You can see how we were in this. Now this was a much more extravagant, much longer impulse down, where you can see we sold off hard from the just under 500, had this move down, this impulse move down, and then I think this whole period here was accumulation, right? So you can see that here, and then once we broke out, retested, came back up. Now we moved up in this bull flag, or moved up here, created this little bull flag. You can see here, consolidation. Let's just draw that on, and there you are. And then we've broken out from this bull flag. However, we have not confirmed above this. You can see if I zoom in, you can see this move took us out of this bullish structure into a new potentially bull flag. We were setting up another one, and then today kind of it fell out, right? even though the market did quite all right. I mean, it was pretty much flat across the board, as we reviewed. But what you can see here is we are no longer in this bullish flag pattern. So I do think we are going to be coming down. First level of support on Tesla. Let me grab this here. First, we're going to kind of contend with this. We'll probably see that price action on Monday. Then from here, we can definitely bounce. We can come in and come down to this kind of level here. And ultimately, and I have these fibs on here because Tesla always loves to hit that 0.618 fib. And like you can see here, we did not hit that yet. So I do think we will hit the 380, 392 level, this little area here. And I think we're even going to go past that. But I think we will consolidate first. I think we will see some retracement to some lower levels here, potentially the 200-day, possibly even as low as this little area of support right here, right at the 300 range, which I would definitely be a buyer. So projected pathing there could be here, bounce maybe on this level, come up, and then kind of make that final move down for a corrective ABC pattern. And then from there, I think we catapult, right? I think we go higher. I think we hit these higher targets in 380, 390 range, and potentially even higher from there. But we'll take it one day at a time, chart by chart. So let's now kind of jump into Meta, look at it on the larger time frame. And you can see we were in this parallel here, and then even in this parallel, and over back in February, we overthrew the first parallel, this larger parallel, and then we came back with the sell-off with the tariff news and all of that. We came back into the parallel and reattacked this median, the center point here, and then created this descending broadening wedge here. And on that breakout, we gapped up, and now we're putting in this bullish structure, what appears to be bullish structure, in my humble opinion. Again, if we take this, kind of draw that descending channel there, you can see kind of looks something like that, which would be technically a bull flag. We're decisively back inside this other parallel. So you can see we gapped up into it, we confirmed on the daily, we retested or retraced to the bottom end of the parallel, fell through it a little bit, and then came back inside it. So the price action of Meta looks good to me. It looks bullish, and I think we're primed for a move up into at least the median line here at about 714, 717. So that's Meta. Jump into Microsoft. This is an interesting one just because on earnings it had a massive gap up, which on the monthly time frame is super interesting because let's look at that. You can see we have a massive monthly gap right here. And if you go back over time, you don't see any monthly gaps on Microsoft. So at some point, this gap will be closed, and we'll come back and kind of revisit this 395. But before we do that, again, like the other ones, we are primed possibly to go higher and hit the top of this parallel here. Now we are, keep in mind, we're in this type of pattern here, so you can see, depending on how you draw this, essentially it's ascending parallel here, right, for all intents and purposes, and we're kind of hovering at the bottom end of it. So we still have room to move up here and possibly even up to the top end of this parallel. Now, if we fall out, again, we're going to want to look for confirmation below it, likely do something like this to where we come down, maybe retrace, and then come down if we're going to take that pathing and that route down. But so far, so good. As long as the markets hold up, Microsoft looks pretty darn good. It's moving on to NVIDIA. This one, I have a detailed analysis in a previous video, so if you'd like to see that, you can watch that, but I'll quickly go over it. Very similar to some of the others. Obviously, we're back decisively inside this ascending parallel. You can see from the recent downturn, came down, had an impulse 5-wave move down, but now we are decisively back in this parallel. We formed this bullish structure off this this bull flag here. Let's do that. And depending on how you look at this, I mean, you could view it as a flat top, something like that. You could take it down like that. It really up to you. I mean, it doesn't really matter. It's still bullish structure. We broke out from it. However, we are getting rejected at the median line of this parallel, right? You can see that as evidenced with these 3 daily red candles from the previous 3 days. And you can see the volume is increasing as well down here. Let's look for some bullish divergence. Yeah, and so we even have that. So you can see here we have higher highs, right? Take this off real quick just so you see what I'm looking at. And then we have lower lows on the RSI, right? So you have that bullish divergence going on, which is most likely why now we are continuing to fade this move. So even though this was bullish structure, it is no longer or becoming less and less bullish now that we have this bullish divergence and we have the rejection off the median line. So I can see this easily coming down, testing the 200-day, or possibly even the bottom of this parallel, which in my opinion would be a very good buy opportunity down here. So, and you got to keep in mind it sold off. We had earnings and it gapped up and then sold off and continued to sell off today. So some interesting things going on with NVIDIA. Looking at Apple. Now Apple does not look anywhere near as good as any of the other ones. In fact, I would just stay away from this. I mean, you got a lot of things going on here. If you look at the larger time frame, you have this ascending wedge. You can see we broke through it, came back, retested it here, came back down, retested it again, got rejected, came down, formed this bear flag, and then proceeded to sell off down into the 171, 172 range. From there, just like everything else, got its bounce. However, this bounce has been very, very muted, and it's an extremely big range. So, I mean, you can kind of look at it like this and like this if we wanted to. And that's an ascending parallel, which again normally is bearish. And we are at the bottom. If you look at it in this context under that lens, we're in the bottom area of that range. So I don't like it. I'm not trading it. I'm not in Apple. I'm staying away from it. Okay. Moving on to our final, GOOGL, right? So you got some interesting things going on here. We have a very similar long-term parallel on the larger time frames. You can see that we came up, touched it, sold off, came up, hit it again, sold off, and we sold through it. So this one's an interesting one because we sold out of it, and what we have formed is this kind of wonky inverse head and shoulders. You can see as evidence with these 3 little curves down below to illustrate that, but you got it's still technically an inverse head and shoulders. You have your neckline here. It's just kind of a wonky. You got your left shoulder, you got your head, and then your right shoulder. Now we broke through it, right? Came up, and let's zoom in so you can kind of see that a little bit easier. Broke through it. Came down, retested it. You can see the retest here. Came up, sold off a little bit, had this sell off, had this. So interesting price action. We're at and back into the parallel. I wouldn't say decisively though. You got these large upper wicks. We're at the bottom range of it, especially with what's kind of going on with it lately. For me, it's a no touch for now. I'm staying away from Google. It's consolidating right here at the 200 SMA. Doesn't really excite me. Much better opportunities, much better charts. But it's the review on Google. So that's it for today. Hopefully you guys enjoyed this analysis, found value in it. And if you did, I'd love for you to like the channel, subscribe. I'm going to be doing these video reviews, analysis regularly. We're going to recap on the weeklies. We're going to recap on the monthly. We're also going to be on Sunday night. I'm going to post my 3 best trades going into the next week, bearish or bullish. and show you kind of the pathing and why I think the way I do on those. And then at the end of the week, we'll recap those 3 trades and see how we did. Until then, appreciate you guys being here. Thanks for tuning in, and we'll catch you on the next one.